watching us on mainly Instagram, Facebook, the website. We do have a stream going on TikTok. To be really honest, that feed is a little more difficult for us to follow here, but we do from time to time interact with you there as well. So no matter how you are tuned in, thank you for keeping me company for this. Might be my favorite live stream that we've done so far. This is, I don't know, number 5, number 6 that I've done here, because this is all going to be about gifts for him. Everyone, I literally, I was just checking my email a second ago on my phone here, and I have more emails from various retailers saying Black Friday has started. They are beginning their Black Friday deals now. Some big retailers. So we're kind of doing the same thing here. We're going to kick off with some great deals for him over the course of the next couple hours. Probably going to find something for you as well. And I shouldn't pigeonhole this. These are just gifts for him. There's a lot of things in the show. My opening deal, for instance, is for anyone and everyone. So, before we get to fragrance and jewelry and skincare and all the other good things, I want to know, who planned this show, DJ?
I believe Stephanie did.
Stephanie, okay. I'm trying to think, does Stephanie follow me on? So yeah, Stephanie may or may not know what happened to me the other night. I needed this on my way to work Monday night. There was a reason, if you tuned in technically Tuesday morning between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., and you're saying, where's Wilsie? Becky's out here all alone. Shawn was supposed to be here. Well, Shawn was dealing with AAA and a flat tire because, and I'm not exaggerating, five service stations had air, the air machines that they have at the service stations to put air in your tires. 5 of them weren't working. I stopped at 5. This right here, make sure you get to work, because true story, driving to work, and again, I'm leaving for work, because this is an overnight shift, and so it is about 12:45 when everything started to go wrong. And I am making an exit from one freeway to another, and I have the little indicator on my board there showing me tire pressure. And one of the numbers, driver front, really started to drop. And so I'm realizing, okay, I need to pull over and get some air. 5 service stations in a row, those things weren't functioning, the air compressors. So by spending $39.99, you will spend more than that for an air compressor that you keep in your car. Oh, I have one. It was in my garage at home. So, and I spent more than this. So this is a complete car emergency kit. So for those times, because honestly, this is my worst case scenario for me as far as nerves and, I don't want to say aggression, but aggravation, frustration, and a lot of anxiety is having car problems at 1 in the morning. So anyway, and this is a lot more than just that. This is everything that you could possibly need. But this kit comes to you in this great little, I guess I can pick this up. DJ did such a nice job with this.
Well, thanks.
I hate to, seriously, I hate to start messing with it because you have the knife propped up and the pickleball, but I just want you to see how efficiently designed this is. I'm not going to take everything out. The video is going to show you everything, but just look at how efficiently designed this is. So this can go, and my advice is always this, and this comes from having lived in the North for 25 years. Never keep these in the trunk. These should be in the back seat so they're easier to get to, because you might be in a situation where you can't get to your trunk, or it's dangerous to get out there. You could be in a snowdrift or something. So always keep these just in the back seat, and it's small enough it might even go under the front seat. Every car is different, but this is such a nice size. That's why I say this is for everyone, and you get included with this 57 pieces. And just going from my picture that I have in front of me here, and I've presented this before, I know there's jumper cables, you have the gloves, you have the seatbelt cutter, which is so important if you're ever trapped and you need to cut the seatbelt. Now the reason why I say keep this in the car, not in the trunk, is the seatbelt cutter does you no good if it's in the trunk. You have that, you have the tire pressure gauge, you have the air compressor, you have the first aid kit. Again, keep this in the car, not in the trunk, because you have the first aid kit. You have the PVC tape. This is just like a cord like you might use to help pull if you needed to pull your vehicle. The compressor, the first aid kit. This is the tubeless tire repair kit. So if you do have a small repair, again, it can't fix everything, but if you have a small repair on the tire, that's going to be good. Your vest. This is your safety vest, that yellow thing. That is your safety vest, which is so great. So if you are in a situation where you're on the side of the road, and again, my situation was middle of the night, 12:30, 1 a.m., you definitely want to have a safety vest. You also have the little orange reflective triangles. Set those out if you're going to be in a situation where you're pulled over, so that way people know I need to veer around you so you're not getting hurt. I mentioned the gloves. It is in total 57 pieces. Now, is this the sexiest gift, the most romantic gift for the holidays? Of course not, but my gosh, let's face it. Again, when you're in situations like I was in Monday night trying to get to work, and here again, I'm trying to text people, it's like, ain't happening, I'm waiting on AAA, because again, they had to come out, get the spare on, and I had to go home, deal with Firestone the next day, and thankfully, again, I got to give them props. In 20 minutes, they had my tire repaired, or not repaired, replaced, so they did a great job. But these are all of the, that's the glass breaker too. I knew I'd forget some things. On the seatbelt cutter, there's also a glass breaker. Again, keep this in the car, not in the trunk. If you're ever in a situation where you need to get out of your vehicle in a hurry, that with just one whack, it doesn't look like much, but again, the way that they scientifically design these, one good direct hit against your glass shatters it so you can get out. So you cut the seatbelt, break the glass, obviously protect yourself as you're doing that, and then you can get out of your vehicle. For $39.99, and that's the price on this. I didn't even explain, I probably should have done this at the outset. If you're new to these live streams, a couple ways to order. Easiest, depending on where you're watching us, in the comment box, sold 101. Just type in there, sold 101, that's it. If you want to go to the website, maybe you want to join us, you've never shopped with us before, shoplc.com. That is our website where you will see this and thousands, hundreds of thousands of other products with some great ideas for the men, including jewelry and fragrance and other home items, sports-related items, outdoors items. We have a knife coming up. I love our knife inventory. I'm a small little knife collector. I don't have a big collection, but I have fun with the collection that I do have. We have other knives. We have a great variety of product for him, and it's always growing. Keep in mind, too, anything you order online, if it's a $50 or more order, now this is just shy of that, it's $39.99, you would get free shipping. You might want to combine a couple things because we'll probably find something else as well, and that will help you as well to get to that $50 level, so then you can get free shipping. So all 57 pieces in this one bag for $39. Now listen, let me just, I know it's cliche to do, but I'm a home shopping host, I have to do these things. $39.99, 57, 70 cents a piece. It comes down to 70 cents a piece. Now obviously in that count, they're including every Band-Aid and everything in the first aid kit, but still, that is an incredible, that the compressor alone, and the compressor that you get with this, and it's all stored in this one kit, which is what's so amazing. Everything fits inside of that one bag. That air compressor alone, that is worth the price of admission. Incidentally, here's my first soapbox of the morning. So I mentioned 5 of these air compressors at the service stations weren't working. 3 of them were because someone had taken the little metal part on the end that goes into the tire and just cut it right off. What is wrong with people that it's just that's somehow funny that it's just, oh, let's just cut it off that nobody else can use it. Logic is lost on me on that, but that's my old man soapbox for the day. But this is a must. It really is. I learned my lesson the hard way about keep it in the car. And I don't have everything else. I don't have the seatbelt cutter. I don't have the gloves. I don't have the little triangles and the rope and everything else. The PVC tape, the tire repair kit, which again, any and all of these things together, you start adding this all up, well exceeds the $39.99 price point. Welcome to all of you who indeed are joining us. If you have questions, I'm happy to address them. Again, the easiest way is just put it in the chat box there. If you're watching on TikTok, we don't monitor that one as much. People come in and out of these chats all the time, but we are Shop LC. I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Shawn. I'm just assuming that you're already maybe following me on social, and if you're not, you should be. Search my name, Shawn Wilsie, Wilsie. You can find me on Instagram, even TikTok. Yes, I've been reluctantly dragged into that, and X and Facebook. What's the new Threads? Which like 5 people use anymore, but are we on there? I think we're on there, aren't we?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's DJ, by the way, that we're talking to. We don't stream there, but we have a presence there of some form. So find me on social media. I always give you updates of things that are going on, like this show. I updated on Instagram about 20 minutes ago that we were going to do this because of things like this, products like this that can be of such benefit to him and to her. And I know that I've themed the show Gifts for Him just because we have so many things that are great for him. But that is something that is inevitably going to be used by anyone. And I hate to say inevitably, but let's face it. At some point or another, we're going to have a breakdown. Our car is going to cease to function for whatever reason. And hopefully these are the fixes. The jumper cables, that could be the biggest. I can't tell you how many times, again, especially when I was living in Minneapolis, on a cold morning, your car is just not starting. Anyone in the North knows the importance of working, functioning jumper cables in their car. And I don't know what you spend for a set of jumper cables anymore. I gotta believe they're not cheap. It's an essential item, as all of these things are, and it's $39.99. So again, just log in, join us, very easy. Welcome to all of you that are indeed joining us on this live stream. We're gonna have a good time. If nothing else, we're gonna have fun because we have some great things for him, for her. And that was our first deal. That one I know very well. I'm gonna be the first to admit I don't have a clue about this next item, other than this is just about the single hottest sport going anywhere. When last time, I was back in Minneapolis a few years ago, visiting my mom and some friends. What used to be the tennis court. I'm a big tennis player. It used to be, not as much anymore. And the tennis court that I used to always go play tennis at as a teenager is now a pickleball court. And I remember saying to my mom, what the is pickleball? Because I had not heard of this. It is the hottest thing going now. And you're going to get a pickleball set with 2 of these paddles and 2 of the balls for $14.99. Yeah, $14.99 is all you're spending today for what is so hot. Now I've watched people play this. It's tennis basically, but yet you use this very ping pong like paddle. If you haven't seen it, again, just check out, you can probably find a court in your hometown to watch some people play it. It is so hot. You're going to get the paddle. In fact, Here again is where I lean on the description given to me by others. Unleash the spirit of competition and fun with the Trend Vision Pickleball set, whether you're a seasoned player new to the game. This they call a starter kit. You get the wooden paddle, which is made from a premium wood. The tennis paddle ensures durability and natural feel with every swing. And I can feel, just from my time playing tennis, this has a real good feel to it. So I can just kind of see how this would be fantastic. You get the plastic balls. You're going to get 2 of those. The non-slip grip, boasting a non-slip grip. Double the fun. The pickleball paddle set includes 2 paddles and 2 balls, so it is ready to go. And again, just easy to care for. I'm fascinated by it. I guess as someone who's played tennis, I need to learn how to do this because they're taking over the tennis courts now. You can't play tennis on a tennis court. It's all about paddleball. I gotta check something real quick here because I just dawned on me while I was out here thinking, presenting this. Pickleball, hang on, I'll explain what I'm looking up in just a second here. Pickleball rules, pickleball court. Yep, there is. There is now a major league pickleball. So this has actually become such a big thing that there's actually now, it's inevitable it becomes an Olympic sport. But there are actually now professional leagues of this. How this just stayed under the radar and I never knew about it until a couple of years ago, I don't know, but it is just the single hottest thing going. So if you have someone who's getting into playing it, I'm assuming again at the high school level that this is probably something that in all the high schools that is a big thing and that the high school kids are playing or at least learning about in their gym classes. So here's a great little starter kit. If you're like me, just want to dabble in it, I'd love to be able to take this to the courts because I know I live in a small town. We have one tennis court that I can actually even think of in one of our city parks. But I know of places in Austin now, which is the big city near where I live, in San Antonio, that there are places you can go and play this. So it might be fun just to spend what is the price of this? $14.99, I think I saw. $14.99. Get this home as someone who loves tennis and just be able to get out. And I will probably stink at it the first time I play it, but you have fun. Sometimes it's just about the exercise. By the way, I just noticed this on our website. I keep looking over here. I'm looking at a screen with our website, the reviews on this. 10 reviews, 4.7 stars. Now, the more reviews you get, the less likely you are to stay at that 5-star level. This is great. The weight in here, in fact, the first one says the weight and balance of the paddle they like. See, this goes into just my initial reaction. Love it. Wish I had more. It was a gift for a friend. Lots of fun with this with my nephews. See, that's the thing. I think it's something that for those of us that have nephews, maybe have kids, grandkids, then this is something they're definitely going to be into. Sold 102 would be the number on this one. It's only $14.99, so a very affordable gift. If you want to go to the website, you can do that as well. It does have a really good grip to it, just as my little tennis expertise there. I can just feel that would be good. 2 paddles, 2 balls. I guess all the information's up there, so you can read that yourself on the screen behind me. Now, this next item is on clearance. This is interesting. I'm going to go by what the website says, because when they sent me the information for this show, it must have been before they cut the price to what they did on clearance. It is a beard apron. If I go by what they sent me, it's $9.99.
Oh, dang.
I'm not going by that because the website very clearly, same item number, 294. Yeah, same item number. The website very clearly says these are on clearance for $3.50. So that's what I'm going with, is $3.50 for the beard apron. This is then, if you, whether it's a goatee or a full beard, and you shave, every man that has ever done this, and the image on the web, well, in fact, here on the video, you'll probably see this too. It just applies to the mirror, Here's what you're going to do. On you then, it goes around your neck. So it's kind of like the apron that a barber would put on you, but then the rest of it attaches to the mirror, and you're going to start shaving. What happens as you shave? You have all the little hairs that just drop down like that. Now they're caught on the apron. So smart. So now all of those hairs that you are, and we've all had this happen, if you're married or if you live with someone, and your spouse, again, throwing myself under the bus, complains about the little hairs that are left in the sink after you have shaved. Had this discussion 100 times. This catches those little hairs, and then you just dispose of them. Brilliant idea. Just to save from having to have the discussions and the conversations, and then you're done, you're cleaned up, your beard, your goatee, and more men now are growing out facial hair. As recently as 10 years ago, every man was clean shaven. It was very rare to see even stubble. So now for those of us that have grown out our facial hair, and a lot of guys for November are growing it out for No Shave Movember, eventually you still want to start keeping it trimmed though and looking good. You're going to have those little hairs as you're shaving away. So no mess. Here's the thing I love about this. No more clogged drains, because as you're shaving and the little hairs go in the sink, inevitably those little hairs in the sink become little hairs down the drain, which inevitably become the clog in the drain. So you don't have to deal with that. This is, again, just think of the logistics here. Back of the neck, just like any barber would put around you the cloth. But then the cloth itself gets attached to your mirror. So it's creating this, taking an apron-like drape, but extending it out. So as you're shaving, because you've got the mirror in front of you, all of those whiskers that you're shaving off land on the apron. You just unclasp that, hold it up, unclasp this in the back, take it, and then just dispose, shake it out, whatever you want to do with all the little hairs. And so it's going to be so easy to clean up. You're looking good. No mess on the sink. No mess on the vanity. No arguments at home. This is the smartest $3.50 that you can spend. And that's the price on the website right now. I say right now, we're doing this, recording this live on a Sunday morning. I'm promising you these prices through Monday. So if you can order this now, it's $3.50. I can't guarantee it's staying at this. Usually clearance prices go back up after a clearance event. This is a situation where actually from the time they planned this show a few days ago, when it was $9.99, until now, where it's $3.50. So I don't know how long it's going to stay there. Do we have we've got some quantity too. So if you want to purchase more than one, if you have sons and grandsons and dads and spouses and brothers who all are growing out any form of facial hair, they're going to have to shave that, trim that, maybe a better way to put it. And as they're trimming it, that's where all the little hairs wind up in the sink. This is the best way to protect you from all of that. So at $3.50, even if it's just a stocking stuffer, by no means is this probably going to be the main gift for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. Even just as a stocking stuffer, that's nothing at $3.50. What a very easy purchase to make. Is it hot in here?
A little bit. Let me turn it down.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. We're in that time of year. We broadcast from Texas, for those that don't know. And we're in that time of year where, like the other morning, our low temperature was 40 degrees. We all had our heat on. And then we're back into the 80s in the afternoon now. So we're on heat, we're on air conditioning, we're back before. So the heat was probably on in here. It was needed last time someone was in here. Not necessarily needed today. And for $3.50, I mean, come on. You can go ahead and get several of these for every man in your life. He will use it. If he has facial hair, he will use it. This is not one of those gifts that sits in the back of the closet. It's like, oh, thank you, and then they put it aside, never touch it. He will use this. I'm promising you if he has facial hair, because I guarantee if he has facial hair, he's had the same conversations we've had in the Wilsie household about the little hairs in the sink, and they get onto the vanity and everywhere. So great item, very ingeniously designed, and for that clearance price, again, it is regular $9.99. For whatever reason, on clearance at $3.99. In fact, as our next item comes up, here is another smart item. You will use this at one point or another, and it's just, the design on this just makes me happy. I love things like this that we weren't telling you what this is, and you just saw this. You would think it's a little model of a bike. What does it do? I don't know. It just sits there and looks good. This is actually a 21-piece bike-shaped repair toolkit. So it's shaped like a bike, but it actually is a toolkit. Now it's battery operated because there's a little light on the front. I hope I can hold this up without losing everything, but see what I mean now? This is, and again, the images are probably better back here. So here is basically your ratchet set, your screwdriver set. Incidentally, I need some of these. I don't know what happens with these little screwdrivers. Again, I'm a watch collector, and I have lost more of these little screwdrivers over the years because they're great for your timepieces when you're changing out straps, and many times I bring these into work because people want me to size a watch or something for them, and I don't know if I leave them or what, but so you have the ratchet set, and then you have the screwdrivers. You also have the tape measure. This little part right here is a tape measure. That's for the ratchet set. And then on the very front of the bike is a headlight. The headlight is a flashlight. Things like this, and again, it's cliche, maybe, yes, but they really do make the coolest gifts. If you have someone that's tough to buy for, and that could be that brother that maybe you don't see all that often, lives across country, you have a dad that has everything, you have a son that is off at college. All of these groups can use this, especially, in fact, someone who is young getting started on their own. It's $9.99 for the essential tools. Dad, growing up, had one of those massive, got it at Sears. My dad was the biggest Sears fan in the world. He could go to Sears and look at tools in the hardware department for hours on end. I'm bored. I was off playing the video games because that was when Atari was coming out. Anyway. And so, he had a massive collection of tools when he was alive. Even at my age now, I don't need all of that. I'm not the big handy person. I, in fact, have something similar to this. I do have a toolbox that has some more involved tools, but I have something very similar to this that I go to all the time. So this is the gift you're buying for that son, brother, whomever. And even if they have a toolbox, when they need a screwdriver, this is what they're going to go to. And it's organized out beautifully. So whether it's the ratchet set, and incidentally, in this ratchet set, there are screwdriver bits. So Standard and Phillips, both. And it lists numerically what they all are for someone who's really into tools. Those numbers are going to be more than they do to me. To me, it's all about, well, again, eyeglasses. The little small screw right there. I would bet, let me just see. Oh yeah, this would work. The smallest, or maybe not. Yeah, come on. Yep, it does. The smallest of the screwdrivers will go in here into the tiniest screw. Actually, it's pretty tight. I don't want to loosen it. Of my eyeglasses. So if you're an eyeglass wearer, you have a screwdriver for that. I can't stress enough, if you're a watch collector, this is worth its weight in gold. Anytime you have screws on a watch case back, that you can unscrew them using these. So and again, speaking of how many of you live in a family, where maybe dad, or not to be cliche, maybe mom, they've got the big toolbox, and if you're anyone else in the family, don't go near it, because they've got radar and they can tell when someone was in there touching their tools. So these are fantastic to have in a drawer somewhere, because now everyone can have access to this. So if there's you're walking by the light switch on the wall and you see that little screw is coming out there. Never know how that happens, that a screw in a light switch plate starts to come loose, but they do. You take your screwdriver, you tighten that up. Holidays are coming up now, and a lot of us are going to be decorating for the holidays, and that's going to involve having to drill screws into the wall, creating displays, and you need tools like this. This is so handy for all of those situations where you're going to need your own little toolkit that you can take with you. This is easy to move around. The fact that it looks like a bike, it's just a cool little bonus. There's no real reason why it has to be bike shaped, other than you put some batteries in here. Once you get batteries in here, then the little headlights will light up as a flashlight. But it's a cool looking thing. So if you have someone who is a biker, it's not designed necessarily to be a bike repair kit. It's just the shape that it happens to have. There's 21 pieces in total inside of this. And again, it's $9.99. I love items like this to buy, and I always keep a little supply at home as gifts, bought not even knowing who they're going to be for. Because it's inevitable. You're going to think of someone. You've got a coworker now that you've drawn their name for Secret Santa. Oh, great. I don't know this person that well. What do? They can use something like this. It's the easiest gift to give anyone at all. In fact, speaking of those kind of things, usually with Secret Santas, many times there's a price cap. These days it's usually about $20. This is $10. Nobody's going to think you stayed at the $10 limit for something so cool and innovative and practical. They will use this. This is the kind of thing that will get used. The number of times I have gone to mine was, in fact, I bought it from here probably 7 years ago. Similar an idea, and these are the screwdrivers that I use all the time. Anytime I have a little repair at home, I don't want to go to the garage and dig up my toolbox and dig through the toolbox to try and find the right screwdriver. You have it all laid out. Boom, very straightforward. And they show, someone using it on their vehicle. I don't know even if necessarily that's the reality. It might be. It might be something you use on your vehicle. I just think it's cool to have around the house. So if someone other than the main owner of the big toolbox out in the garage is needing a screwdriver for a small little fix, you have this. Incidentally, we are Shop LC, and we do something on a lot of our items called budget pay. This particular item has 2 payments. So it's $9.99, and if you want us to, we'll divide that into 2 payments. So if you go to the website, shoplc.com, item number 3733864, you can get this on 2 payments. So $5 is actually all that's due right now. $5 on your major credit card, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover card, and we will send this to you. So you'll have this in 5 to 7 days. And how great is that going to be to have something ready to give as a gift? Today is the 5th of November. So as the countdown to Christmas begins or continues, in fact, let's see here. Let's just find out. Will we get ready for our next deal? Days until Christmas. Hanukkah's early this year. I know that one. 50 days until Christmas. One gift taken care of right there. Between that and the car emergency kit, there's 2 must-have items that I hope you're taking advantage of. Thank you to all of you who are joining us. Instagram, Facebook, the website, shoplc.com. We stream on the website, TikTok obviously as well. We have a health and wellness item that DJ is bringing over for me right now. Of all, is this plugged in?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Our health and wellness products. Before I even introduce this, let me just explain about health and wellness here. Again, we are Shop LC, Cable Shopping Network. Find us on your cable, find us on your satellite, or download our apps. We stream our programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our app. In fact, if I show you, here's our app right now. This is my iPad. And you can watch our shows 24/7. Now our live show right now looks like they're selling some gold. They have some gold jewelry. It's a one-time only opportunity. So you can always check us out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We only do the live streams 4 hours a day. But our regular show broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we have a growing assortment of health and wellness items here. I've said many times, my favorite purchase ever from this channel, and I started here back in 2013, so a long time ago, was my TENS unit, which is kind of like, I call it the muscle zapper. I swear by our health and wellness products. They are amazing, and if you want to give someone a gift of health and wellness, this is fantastic. Now, let's see here. Let me just get a little more, there we go, a little more cord. What these are compression sleeves for your feet and for your calves. This goes over your feet and your calves. And then you have a remote control unit right here. All you do is turn this on and get the level of massage and compression that you want. Now, I'm not even sure, let's see if this is going to work. Wow, that is strong Velcro. That's good and that's important. Whenever you're dealing with your legs and your leg muscles, and you're wrapping something around it, you want to make sure it's going to stay secure. This is going to stay, oh my gosh, secure once it is in place on you. So you put this on, and you put your foot through this, and then, let me just see here. You know what? I probably am actually not going to be best suited to do this right now because I'm going to
I
take
do
my
have a video
shoes.
playing behind you.
Oh, we have a video playing? Good. So I don't want to take my shoes off and deal with all of that. So we'll just watch the video. And the legs are compressed to improve blood circulation. So your foot goes into this. So yeah, indeed, I'm going to take my shoes off. But now, what you're going to adjust is the intensity and the heating. I have tried these before. Use the heat. The heat is the greatest treat in the world. The compression that you get, I mentioned earlier my TENS unit and how that zaps the muscles. This doesn't do that. What this is doing is duplicating a massage using air, and so it compresses against the leg. It's going to do two things. One, it's going to help your circulation. So if you have a circulation issue, then these are fantastic because anytime you have that compression going, it's going to be an aid in circulation. Other thing is it is like a massage, and you can set the level that you want. So if you've been on your feet all day long, now I'm going to tell you right now, one of the things I've learned from doing these shows where we do the live streams, because we're standing the whole time, is that's why I'm in my Nikes today. I've been wearing dress shoes, done with that. I'm going to be comfortable because it does hurt my feet standing here for 4 hours. This is the best little massage after you've been on your feet for 4 hours and you have been standing to be able to get, and again, you can adjust. Oh, you just saw the shiatsu mode, at least I hope you did. If you've ever had a shiatsu massage, you know how amazing they are. This has a shiatsu mode, duplicating the effect of a shiatsu massage. And then, as I mentioned, you have the choice of having the heat or not. If it's in the middle of summer, you might not want the heat. If you want the heat, you can have the heat mode as well. We're talking gifts, we're talking wellness. This, by the way, the price is $79.99, and we are on 4 payments at the moment of $20. I was going to say, I thought it was more. Yeah, this was $99.99. So you're getting a break on this right now at $79.99. So that's a nice little break, and 4 payments, as I mentioned. So $20 can get this home. Not just for anyone who is on their feet all day, but for someone who does have circulation issues, and if you are sedentary, if you are sitting a lot, that can affect your circulation as well. You might have always heard, if you're ever on a long flight, how they tell you to get up and move every few hours so you don't wind up with issues. This is great if you are sedentary and you're sitting for hours on end at a desk. When I took my 1.5 years off from this job, what I did for a good amount of that was I was working for a well-known electric vehicle manufacturer. who has a massive factory here. And I was sitting all day. Now, I frankly was not used to sitting for 8 hours a day, and I could feel the effects of that. I was a little surprised at first. What's going on? I thought, am I starting to develop some sort of leg issues that are very serious? It's like, no, I was sedentary. I wasn't used to moving, to not, moving around a lot. So this is fantastic as you're sitting because it's going to keep that circulation going. It's giving you a massage at the same time. So that's why I say, even though the show is themed around gifts for him, any woman would love this. Any man would love this. If you are athletic, I mentioned we've been talking about sports. We've been talking about pickleball earlier. If you are athletic, there is nothing worse than having to give up an afternoon of pickleball or golf, whatever your sport might be, because you're having leg issues, because you're not feeling your best. To give that gift of massage, and again, you do get the 2 sleeves here and the remote control. You just plug it in. This is just plugged in. You have one simple little power button, and then you just select your mode, which type of effect you want, and then whether you want the heat and to what level. So this is giving you a massage. This is also a 5-star rated item. 5-star rated on shoplc.com. So you can go there if you'd like and read the reviews here of our air compression foot and calf massager for $79.99. Awesome. First one just says awesome. We're glad to know that you, I'm sorry, one above that. Got it for the family and they love it. And so works well. Low set. Okay, I like this one. The compressor. Low setting is plenty. Always on any of these devices, start at the lowest setting. They also added heat is nice also. These are my thoughts I want to pass on too. Always start with the lowest setting. Don't think, oh, I'm ready, I can take the any massager, and we have a massage gun I think later on. Always start with the lowest setting and work up. On my TENS unit, there are, like if I'm on my wrist here, I'm still like on level 2 or 3. If I'm on my leg, I can go up to 6 or 7. So always start with low, because they said that's plenty for me in their review. So, sorry, I keep looking at it. My for some reason, our backyard camera is picking up a lot of things. I'm getting notifications that the camera someone's neighbor's dog must have made it in or something. I don't know, that happens from time to time. And so the low is plenty, and then they added that the heat is wonderful. You will adore this. Again, the heat function that you have on this too is fantastic. It just takes the massage and adds in a whole nother level. Again, you might not want it in the middle of summer, but if you have that injury and you're trying to recover, movement and circulation is very important. Now, you might not be in a situation where that's easy for you. Again, I think of my mother, because she is still in a recovery situation after being in the hospital, and her physical therapist is on her all the time about moving. Well, part of her issue is some knee problems, so it's not easy for her to necessarily just get up and move around. That can affect your circulation. These are very thoughtful gifts for anyone that is trying to recover, that has circulation issues, that should be up and moving around and maybe isn't. So the 4 payments on this of $20 might be able to help you out. Your first payment is all that's due on a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover card. You can go to shoplc.com. We're on our website right now, and I just noticed, because we have this ongoing little sweepstakes, and you'll want to go to the website, enter our sweepstakes. You don't need to be a customer with us already. Anyone watching can go to the website and enter the sweepstakes, because the prize for today, every day is something a little different. The prize for today is a Luxoro AAA grade Morganite pendant. That is a gorgeous pendant. So go to the website, shoplc.com, and enter that sweepstakes. Time for some coffee. And who knows, it might be the winner of that. It's going to lead up to, we keep building and building. Sweepstakes goes on for a while. So just go to the website, excuse me, and enter that. And what else do we have? 25% off thousands of finds with the code EXTRA25 on the website today as well. So lots of good things on the website. Excuse me, at shoplc.com. We now We now move. Do we have any of these?
We do. I just gotta tell them to fix the count.
Okay.
We do have some.
We do have some of these. So again, just if you want this, this is number 107. Put
Yes.
sold 107 into the comment box because I think you are when I tell you the price. This wallet is $14.99. So that is going to be very tempting for a lot of people. It is a genuine leather wallet that you're buying today for $14.99. At the moment it does state out of stock on the website, we have some quantity that we're going to get loaded in here, so don't worry about that. We will get, oh man, that smell of real leather. That's the real thing. I don't need a little tag to tell me that that is real leather. That, you can tell a mile away, that is the real thing. All I did was open the box and I could tell that this is real. Every time I have ever, let me go about it this way. I don't think I've ever bought a wallet for myself. Every time I've received a new wallet, it's been a gift. And almost always a Christmas gift. And I can't tell you that true. Every single time I have received it, I've needed it. So it is not cliche to say, a wallet for Christmas, too cliche. It's like giving socks. Same thing. Anytime I've ever been given socks, I've needed them. So giving a wallet is a great gift for any man. We are by nature men, for whatever reason, averse to buying things like this for ourselves. We will not buy socks for ourselves. We will not buy underwear for ourselves. We will not buy wallets for ourselves. We'll just wear what we have until they're falling apart. I would bet, I don't know what socks I put on today, there's probably a hole in them somewhere. I don't care. Same thing with a wallet. We will carry the same wallet until it is literally held together by strings. Probably 15 years ago now, but I remember this like it was yesterday. Standing on the checkout line at a grocery store, sweetest couple in front of me. Guy pulls out his wallet to pay for their groceries. Wife looks at him and just in this maybe louder than appropriate voice says, "When are you going to get rid of that wallet?" Because it really was. And again, they laughed. Obviously, they were of good humor about it, but it was falling apart. And I laughed, the cashier laughed, and so we all just gave the guy a rough time about it. But it's true. We as guys like to hang on to these things. And so we need people in our lives to give them to us as a gift because odds are good we need it. This is a brand new, genuine leather wallet. Now there's another great thing about this one, and it's called RFID blocking. RFID is, and let me just take in a quick tour here. The picture shows it all folded. Do we have any pictures of this open?
Yeah, let me find one.
I'll show you the inside. That's all leather on the outside. You can feel the little pebbling on the outside, which I actually kind of like. It's a little bit of extra little detail on this. Okay, so you have 6 slots for your credit cards, for your ID, and then inside here you have more room for whatever cards that you would want to put on the inside. Then there's 2 pockets. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. $100 bill if you can't tell. 2 pockets on the inside for currency. And so you have a very standard design here, which again is great because we're used to designs like this and we don't like change. So you have all of the space that you could possibly need. Beautifully stitched everywhere. There's no fraying. There's no stitches that are undone or incorrectly done here. This is beautifully put together and yeah, you can tell that's real leather. So when you give a wallet as a gift for any man, he probably needs it. It's the same thing like with belts. We're the same with belts. We'll have the same belt until it's falling apart. This is a very safe gift. And for I didn't know I mentioned this, $14.99. This is a leather wallet for $14.99. I'm starting to mention the RFID blocking and why that's important. Because any credit card that you have these days, just about every single one, now has those chips in it. You know how we've gone contactless? You don't even have to slide or swipe anymore. You just take that card and touch it against the thing, and you're on your way. Because that chip is sending out a signal, and that device is reading that signal. RFID blocks that signal from being read by people of a little bit more nefarious nature, and there are unfortunately people out there. ID theft is a big thing, and one of the ways they can do it is by taking a device or downloading some technology to their smartphone and just getting within range of you. It can read all the information on those credit cards. Now, any card in an RFID blocking wallet is protected. There's think of it as an electronic shield with this wallet. So those credit cards that have that little chip, and in some states, it was 12 at last check. The driver's licenses are now getting those chips in there too. So anyone with these kind of devices, there was a TV station in Houston that did a report on their news a couple years ago where when this first started becoming a thing, people knew about it, and so they had the reporter in conjunction with the Houston Police Department to show how easy this was, use one of those devices. They went to a mall in Houston, just walked around, and within no time they had the information from 30 people. Now obviously the police deleted all this information, and so it didn't wind up in the wrong hands, but they showed how easy it is to do. And so I think of this anytime I'm going through a busy airport. I have a bag, my carry-on bag now is RFID blocking, the whole bag. Because as you walk through a busy airport, I don't mean to sound paranoid, but this is the reality of things today. You don't know who's out there with that technology to get that information. Well, anything in here is protected. So I'm a believer in this kind of technology, which is why I have it myself, use it myself, because better safe than sorry. I've known people who have gone through ID theft because credit card information was stolen. It's not fun, and it involves hours, weeks, months of your time to get things resolved. So it's a lot easier when you can just put your credit cards in an RFID blocking wallet, go about your day. And for $14.99, if your spouse, your son, your dad, any guy in your life doesn't have one of these, or you don't know if he has one of these, Smart Gift to Give comes in a nice gift box. So you just wrap a ribbon around this, and that's all you need. You don't even need any fancy wrapping paper for it. In fact, I'm thinking now about how many of these I could give as a gift right now. My brother-in-law, I guarantee, has never thought of any of this. So one for him would be just the ideal gift, cliche, yes, but again, and knowing my brother-in-law like I do, I can almost guarantee his wallet is not, I've never seen his wallet, I can guarantee it's probably in awful shape, but he loves it. I'm sure he does, and so it's time to replace it. And when you can do it for $14.99, again, the website quantity, right now we're not showing any, we're getting that released. Put in the comment box, what number are we up to?
We are on 107.
107. Sold 107. If you do want to get in on that wallet, we'll make sure that we have quantity for you. Personal shoppers, 877-899-0490. Speaking of my brother-in-law, I know he would love this as well. I would love this. It is our Tiger's Eye ring. Now, hang on. Again, these price points that we're seeing today are just crazy. $9.99. Indeed, it's a size 11 that you're going to get in this ring. For my brother-in-law, that's probably a pinky ring size. He's a big guy, but still. Oh, that is... I've never seen this one. I have never seen this Tiger's Eye ring. And for $9.99, a great piece of Tiger's Eye. Oh my gosh, that really good image here of the Tiger's Eye itself. There's a chatoyancy that you get with this, which is that banding of the light as you move your hand and the way that it plays with the light off of that Tiger's Eye that is just fantastic. It's mesmerizing. I hope you can see this at home at all. As I'm gonna put this. Let me know, how close am I to the?
You can come closer. That's pretty good.
Okay, because the subtlest movement of that stone just causes this change. The bands of light that just move within it. that is really, really nice tiger's eye that you're buying for $9.99. Now the rest of the band, and a thick band at that, is all stainless steel. I'm wondering actually if this isn't a closeout opportunity. This doesn't look like one that we manufactured. Let me explain. We are Shop LC. You're watching a live stream from Shop LC. We are also a cable shopping network, and we have been in business since 2008, 2007. And what we do is we manufacture a lot of the jewelry that you see. We have factories in India, we have Bali, a number of places, and we make a lot of the jewelry ourselves. This looks to be a closeout opportunity. There's just some markings on the inside that tell me this is probably a closeout, which means we got these at an extra good deal. We only buy closeouts when we sit down with our calculators and figure out it would cost us more to make this ourselves. So we're better off buying this, whatever quantity we get from whatever retailer or whatever vendor, and then we'll just turn around and sell it to you. So we could not manufacture this and then turn around and sell it for $9.99. So it's a closeout. Two of the reasons I say that: the black IP plating that is done on this. We don't do a lot in black IP plating. I'm not sure we have the facility at our factory. I've been to our facility in India where we make the jewelry, and I do not recall, now this was some years ago, so it might have changed, any part of the facility where they do a black IP plating on stainless steel. So one reason why I think this might be a closeout. Other thing is that tiger's eye. We don't usually, when we make tiger's eye rings, do this octagon, I knew I was going to do that eventually, octagon shape to the tiger's eye. So that 8-sided shape is a little unique and a little distinctive. So I think that's probably another reason why I'm saying that is a closeout piece. The roll bar style going down the shank of the ring, very upscale, very high end. And when you look at that on the hand, just last night we were at the Christmas party for my better half's company. Yes, Christmas party already. They start early because if you don't get a good venue, you're not going to get a venue, or you're going to spend a ton of money. So their party was last night. And some people were really dressed up. There were guys there in suits. Most people were pretty casual. We were sitting with one couple, and the guy, nicely dressed in a modern kind of Generation Z sort of way. He had a ring on very similar to this. In fact, he had bracelets on very similar to this. It was perfect for that kind of environment. Yet this could become your everyday wear. You don't need to, and he was by no means one of those in a suit and tie. You don't need to be all dressed up formal. This could be your everyday piece of jewelry. Has a low profile on the hand. Nice thing about that, if you did have, as the weather gets colder, gloves on. No worries, your gloves can still get over this. I have not seen tiger's eye done in a black IP plating. That is a great combination. When you put the two together, again, it just goes with today's styles. Today's styles are all about things like this. For anyone who is maybe a few generations removed from anyone who is of an influencer age, where they're setting the trends and the styles, this is very much on trend. Tiger's eye, stainless steel, black IP plated. In fact, when I was walking through a discount store yesterday, the well-known Arkansas-based store, walking by the jewelry counter, they had a display of men's jewelry. Even I recognized the name, celebrity name associated with this line, and he had bracelets, and it was $39 for one of his bracelets in stainless steel, but it's got his image associated with the line and his name. This is $9.99. We don't have a celebrity image. We don't have any sort of a musician's artist name that goes with this, but it's got that same look and same idea, and it's $10. I would rather spend the $9.99 and get the exact same look, 4.5-star rated ring on the website, so you know others that have purchased it have been very, very pleased with it, and I can see why. Very, very comfortable on. Now, the only size we have is size 11. For a bigger guy, that might be a pinky ring. This would be an excellent pinky ring, actually. It's got that presence on the hand where, yes, you can carry it off as a pinky ring, Some rings are too small to really work comfortably. Some rings are too big to really work comfortably as a pinky ring. This would be great on any finger. In fact, I didn't even get you the size on this. It's going to be 5/8 of an inch long, 5/8 from there to there. And the stone itself is 11, let's see, it's about 16 millimeters that way, 11 millimeters that way. It's a nice size stone. That is a big piece of tiger's eye, and it's a quality stone that you're getting finished on the inside, incidentally, so it's smooth on the inside, really comfortable on, and it's $9.99. Again, go to the website. If you want to see more images, there's other pictures on the website. You can check it out. You can read the reviews that are on the website. Sold 108 in the comment box if you know that you're ready to order one of these, because at this price point of $9.99, and by the way, if you're new to Shop LC, we have a lot. We devote every Friday to under 10 product, and I will especially invite you to tune in and join me. I'll be back this coming Friday with Dan Dennis again as well. The Shawn and Dan Show is not your typical television shopping program. We are not your traditional television shopping network. If you're watching this live feed and thinking, oh, it's a shopping network just like Q or HSC, Home Shopping Network. No, we're very different. We do things very differently, and especially when I'm on air with Dan Dennis on Fridays, we're here 4 to 6 Central p.m. and then 8 to 11 p.m. on Fridays. You'll see what I mean when I say it's very different. I've got some clips on my Instagram of one of our more recent shows, so that's a nice one. That is a nice one. But anyway, Friday is all under 10. Okay, I've been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I have, it's even nicer in person. Even nicer in person. Just sit back now. Just get comfortable. Where's our Facebook viewers? Spread the word. Let people know to tune in on Facebook. That's weird. I am a watch collector and have been since I was a teenager. And I have at home a watch that I actually bought from here probably 6-7 years ago, was when this studio we're doing this from was our only broadcast studio. We did the cable network from right here. So yeah, it's probably 7 years ago. I absolutely love it. Now that was from an outside brand, and it was, I think, $249 we sold it for at the time. This is $37.99. If I didn't know better, if somebody just said, close your eyes and put this on me, I would say that, yeah, that's my watch. That's the one I have. It feels identical. It looks identical to the one that I have. This is from Genoa. Genoa is our line of timepieces. This is a multifunction timepiece for $37.99. Now that's where I pause and shake my head. I have visited the watch factories that make our Genoa line of timepieces. They're amazing facilities. There is no way this should be going out at $37.99. I don't even know where to start. I guess I will start with the fact that this is a full functioning chronograph. Now, what is a chronograph? A chronograph is a stopwatch. And a stopwatch is, as you probably know if you've ever been to any sporting event or any timed anything, a means of tracking time. I'm going to get into watch geek a little bit here, so just bear with me. Here's the dial, hours all marked here, minutes all marked here. Most chronographs ever, and I have a lot of them at home, most of them, the large second hand is the hand that only moves when you're timing something. So we're at a race, we want to time the race, push the top button, that starts the chronograph, the stopwatch. And that's when that large second hand starts to move. Push it again, that stops it, and you can see that person ran the race in 28 seconds. This watch doesn't do that. This watch has this hand constantly going. That is your time of day hand. If I'm timing a race, if I'm timing the steaks on the grill, and that's when I use mine more than anything, I'm the grill master in the house and I will time a steak. This is the second hand that's moving, the small subdial second hand. So that steak has been on the grill for 36 seconds so far. Plus, how many minutes? Here's my minute hand, about 6 minutes. So 6 minutes, 37 seconds. That steak should have been off the grill about a minute ago. But anyway, and then this is a subdial that shows you whether it's AM or PM. Right now it's 11 o'clock. Is it 11 AM or is it 11 PM? Well, according to this, actually we're at 2200 hours, so it's 10 because of the way the time is set, 10:10. So it is 10 PM because it's pointing to the 22. Why did I make a big deal about the large second hand? Watch geeks like to see that hand move. We want to look at our watch and see that second hand constantly moving. And unless you're running your chronograph all the time, that large second hand is usually not moving anytime you have a chronograph complication. Remember, a complication is anything above and beyond time of day in a watch. So you have your chronograph, complication 1. Date display, right there, complication 2. I have my 24-hour display, complication 3. So there's 3 additional complications, and you're only spending $37.99. Not done. Do you see this outer? This is the bezel. And it's done in red for the first 20, and then in blue for the last part. If someone were diving, and what is the dive specification? I would not go diving in this. Yeah, it's only 3 ATM water resistance, so don't go diving in it. But a diver knows they usually have about 20 minutes on that tank. And so what a diver would do, and you can do this, it's just another means of tracking time, is take that arrow and line it up with the minute hand. So see, I'm going to do that. Now, I've just lined up that arrow with the minute hand. Now what it's going to do is it's going to tell me as 5 minutes have elapsed, 10, 15, 20. So it's just another means of tracking time. So you have the chronograph, which will measure time, whatever interval you want, or whatever situation you want, and this bezel. Now this will only rotate counterclockwise. Don't try and turn that bezel clockwise. It won't go and you'll ruin it. You might break it. It's designed to only go counterclockwise, and again, this is for divers, because a diver wouldn't want an inaccurate read of how much air they have in their tank. And if that could move clockwise, if that were to accidentally get moved, they might have a false impression how much air they have in their tank, and that can be deadly. So it's better that they think that they have less time than more time. So that's why that is only going to rotate in one direction. That's just, I'd like to take these times and explain, because I have time here to explain some of these things. The way the case is designed, it's got some heft to it. It does. It's not unduly heavy. And this is not like the hockey pucks that are so popular in watches these days. Not my thing. This is the size of watch I wear more often than not. And a generous bracelet on this. If anything, oh wow, yeah, there's about almost 2 inches worth of links that I could take out of this. So I've got lots of extra room here. Great thing about that is if you're looking at this and thinking, okay, it's $37.99, I'm going to give it as a gift. What if it doesn't fit? Odds are really good it's going to fit. This is a 4.8 star rated item after 8 reviews on the website. So the people that own it love it. This red and blue combination is very sporty. Is there a watch that sells for $10,000 that looks like that? Absolutely there is. They didn't by any means really invent this idea, Genoa. Other companies have done this design. It's just, this is our take. Genoa is our line of timepieces. You get a really nice presentation box. There's a little instruction booklet. It'll be on the bottom. The watch will be attached to this pillow right here. Fold over, deployment clasp with a safety catch so it is secure on all stainless steel links at the price of $37.99. Now, how can we do this for $37.99 when someone else is doing this for 10 times the price. Literally. Easy. One, we go directly to the watch factories. This, first off, is our brand, so we don't have all the middlemen. Anytime you have a middleman involved in a watch, you basically are taking the price and adding at least another 50, in some cases up to 100% for the price, because they all get their cut. So if we had a middleman on this watch that was doing this for us, we would be lucky on our best day to be out at $99.99. We go to the factories, and the factories that make these make watches for some very famous and very well-known brands that I promise you have in your mall. And I say that with confidence because I've been to the factory, and I have looked at finished product that they've made, and I have recognized the brand names, and every one of the brand names that I saw was a brand name that I know we would have in our hometown mall. So you would as well. It's the same company, same factory. It's just you put our name on it as opposed to another name. You have the Genoa brand. Genoa is kind of our mid-tier. We have 3 brands. We have Strata, which is fashion. That's the $9.99. We have Genoa, which gets into complications. 1, 2, 3, 4 complications, basically. And then Eon 1962, that's where we get into Swiss movements and things like that. This actually, speaking of, water-resistant stainless steel back, I believe this is a Miyota movement in here. Most of the Genoa chronographs have Miyota movements. Miyota is a Japanese company. They're a division of Seiko. Seiko's the corporation that owns them, and so I believe that or Citizen, is the company's whose movement is inside of this watch. Bottom line, it's accurate, it's reliable, it's dependable. Every 3 years you'll have to replace it. And I always say that with the qualification, because it's inevitable. If I say battery life 3 years, someone's going to email in and say, mine died after a year and a half. Listen, I have that happen too. It has nothing to do with the quality of the watch. There's no way to know when you buy a watch how long that battery has been alive, let's just say. Even before the batteries are put into the watches at the factories, they might have been made months ago, maybe years ago. I have gone to my jeweler and had watch batteries put into watches. Because when I do it, I'll take in like 6 at a time, all to have their batteries replaced. And one might be dead after a year and a half, and then I have some that are 3.5 years later still going. Nothing to do with quality of watches, it's just age of battery when it goes into the case, when it goes into the timepiece. So that can always be the big variable when it comes to watches. So don't ever think, oh man, I bought that Genoa and the battery died after a year. I'm not buying that watch brand again. It's the batteries. It has nothing to do with the brand of watch. Also, if you use the chronograph a lot, which goes to my point about the secondhand, watch geeks like to see that secondhand going. If you're running your chronograph all the time, that's going to make the battery drain a lot quicker as well. Last point on that, because again, there's always this idea, and I do this too on some watches, that if I pull the crown out, then it's going to extend the battery life. It can, yes, but remember, anytime you pull the crown out, and this is the crown right here, anytime you pull that out, you now have a gap. When it's in, there's a seal. When it's open, there's a gap, and air and dust can get into your watch movement. Those are the biggest enemies of a watch movement. So if you're leaving the crown open to save the battery life, you could be getting dust in there, which can ruin the watch movement, and that is a lot more expensive to deal with than a battery. So depending on the watch, I usually leave the crown in. I do have some where, again, I'm not as concerned if something were to happen to the watch movement, where I'll keep the crown out to save the battery. But by and large, I keep the crown pushed in to keep the battery safe, because I don't want to have to deal with a malfunctioning watch movement. And aesthetically, 2-tone bracelet, gold and silver tone. It's just rich looking. That is a good looking watch for $37.99. And then it's on 4 payments. $9.50 can get that home. Let me look here. We get a few of those, not a ton. And that, man, there's another price cut. This was $59.99. The usual price is $59.99. Right now, it's $37.99. You're saving yourself a lot of money by grabbing this now, and with the 4 payments, that is fantastic. And I just saw what is coming up next, and it's the item I knocked over a few minutes ago. So let's get down here and get this. Okay. This is fantastic. I love this. Let me look and see again. Yeah, this was $29.99. It is now $17.99. $17.99. Right now, just outside of Houston, for the next couple weeks, they have a Renaissance fair that is going on that is one of the biggest in the country. And I love attending those. I haven't gone to that one in a long time, but we have one in the spring here in March that I go to every year. And you'll always see people in costume, whether really ornate costume or not, walking around with walking sticks. And it's inevitable, because I will go to these fairs and festivals, see people walking around with one of these and think, I want one. I want one. And so you go to the vendors at these festivals that make these and make them by hand. Sometimes they'll even do a demonstration where they show how these are made and these are carved. And all of a sudden, I don't want one anymore because they're $99. Well, that person has hand carved it. We assume. I've never watched them literally. Sometimes you can see a demonstration, but many of the vendors there, you don't know whether they did or not. They could have bought them for $17.99 from Shop LC and are reselling them for $100. The detail on this rivals any that I've ever seen at any fair or festival. Right there. That's the shot, the lion's head. And this shows how this is all put together, because they've actually screwed this together. This is hand done. There's no way you machine make something like that. Every last part of the stick itself is carved one at a time. Oh my word. I'm very impressed by the quality that's gone into this. And then the handle itself, with that lion's head design, the eyes, the mouth, the whiskers, are amazing on this. So if you are one who is big into those Renaissance festivals, any of those kind of events, you know how cool this is and how wonderful this is, because at this price of $17.99, we have an estimated retail on this of $119. That's very, very believable. Listen, it might be something you actually need. It might be something that you're using because you actually need a little assistance in getting around. Great, it's only $17.99, and it's a wonderful maybe alternative to the more, shall we call it, medicinal cane. It's something with a little bit more personality to it, something that has just an extra bit of design element going on. It's the perfect size too. Do we have a size anywhere? Does it list? Let's see if we can find how large. There, 13. That's more than 13. It says 13 inches from here to here. That is a lot more than 13 inches. No. We are going to measure this. The information we have there is not correct, because we're already at 12 inches to there, 24 inches to there, just shy of 36 actually, about 35 3/4 inches is the total length of the cane. So as I stand here, I'm about 5'10". I can lean on this, and I'm putting all my weight on this. This is solid wood. So I can put all my weight on this. I'm not worried about it collapsing out from under me. This is very durable and very, very well made. And honestly, even the grip, just the way that they've designed this, you might be able to see it on one of the, there, perfect timing. All of that carving that is done, you can see there's literally dozens, probably all the way around, hundreds of very fine lines that are carved into this. That's eliminating the smoothness. It's smooth here. If I had that smoothness all the way down this, I'm not going to be able to get a non-slip grip like I can here. So as I'm gripping, that goes all the way around even on the bottom. As I'm gripping that, I don't feel my hand, even in the slightest, trying to slip out from under this. So it's got a great grip and a great feel to it, and then it's just cool looking with the lion's head design on the end of this. That is a conversation piece. I hope you can see at home too, or at least on the monitor, the detail and all the different carving that has gone into this. I mean, that's a great shot of the lion's head. You can see the eyes, there's the whiskers, the mouth. That's all done by hand. And then when you go down the cane itself, you have, I wouldn't even be able to begin to count, probably there's, let's see, there's elephants, lions, and that design, I'm not sure what that is. Elephants and lions. Is that a camel? No, it doesn't have a hump. A horse, I think that is. And elephants, lions, and horses, oh my, I guess are the animals that repeat along this. And every one of those is carved one at a time by hand. This is a hand-carved stick. Doesn't say the type of wood that is used, but it is a very, very nice, I don't think it does.
It just says wood.
Yeah, just wood. Doesn't say. It's a sturdy, this is not some sort of a, it's not like a pine, which would be very, very weak. And if you were to lean completely against it, probably wouldn't support you very well. This is a durable, very, very strong wood, whatever it is that they've used. It's akin to what they would use on those hand-carved walking sticks that you would find at Renaissance fairs and festivals or craft shows. There's no way I could even begin to imagine carving into the wood the attention to detail that is done in this. So if you have someone who loves dressing up, whether it's in character or just putting on a cape and walking around a Renaissance fair, they're going to love, in fact, even not just Renaissance fairs, this is the kind of thing that just any sort of fair or festival where people are gathered around having a good time. There is a German festival going on right now, not too far from where I live, that I usually am at on this Sunday, but we're here today and having a good time with it. So, I keep getting all these notifications when it's going on here. This is why I usually don't wear this, but it's just I need for the tracking of my steps. I need to have this on. So, it does get annoying after a while. But what's that? Oh, the German festival. It's going to be even at those festivals, those fairs, those festivals that you would see guys. And women too, for that matter, but mainly men walking around. Because the show is themed that we're doing today around gifts for him. But ladies, there's a lot of things in this show that might be of interest to you. We have 2 payments on this. $9 is all that's due to get that home. That I really am impressed with the quality on this one. That is fantastic. So if you want that,
Sold 111.
111, thank you. Sold 111 in the chat box. Putting all my weight on this. Wow, that is not bending at all. That is very, very, very well made. So that, nice product. Love that. Okay, I got to look at my show sheets here for a second. Okay. Here's what we're about to do. We have in black or in brown. There's a color choice here available. We're going to focus on the black with silver tone. A bracelet for $7.19. This is on clearance at $7.19. There's nothing to think about with this. There is nothing at all to think about. I almost, in fact, wore in, I got for my birthday last month from my mother-in-law a bracelet that she's from Puerto Rico and that she bought at one of the places in Puerto Rico that I love shopping at, and a bracelet that is almost identical to this, and I know in good faith she did not spend $7.19. Now it says 8.5. Okay, it does fit me. Now I want to point out, because I'm going to qualify this length here in a second. I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, so guys, you need to know the circumference of your wrist. I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. It does fit me. I really don't have a lot of extra room here. So guys, if you have a bigger than 6 3/4 inch wrist, it might be a tough squeeze for you. The length is 8.5. Here's why this is wearing smaller. Two things. First off, there's a thickness to it. Anytime you have a bracelet and you see 8.5 inch length, if it's perfectly flat, it is going to wear with more drape than a bracelet that's thick, because that thickness compensates for some of the length in the bracelet. So that's why I just want you to be advised, if you're buying this for a guy in your life who, if the bracelet were flat, would wear an 8.5, this might be a little bit small on him. I would usually buy an 8 or 8 1/4, and it's fitting me, but again, I'm at the extreme of this. I'm going to show you this. Here, you can see it back here. There's a little line. That's the clasp on this. And at first when you see these, it's a little different. And the bracelet, in fact, I got as a gift, has this same kind of clasp, because we're used to unfolding things and flipping little mechanisms. This actually slides. So one end is going to be open to a point. The other end is going to have this little, like a plunger, that just gets inserted into that opening. Now, once it's in place, it's very, very secure, actually. It is secure on the wrist and fits wonderfully. That is all stainless steel. This is all stainless steel. This is a leather cord. A faux leather, excuse me. That is a faux leather cord. Boy, that just fooled me. I thought for sure that was the real thing. But no, that is a faux leather that you have on the top cord. So you wind up with a tarnish-proof, waterproof, sweat-proof bracelet that you can put on and go about your day and not have to worry at all about it. The clasp is all in stainless steel, and come on, I had it earlier, there we go. Locks in place and just blends in with the design. So it's a good looking component, and actually is something you can show off with it. Now, if you got that tiger's eye earlier, the tiger's eye ring, this bracelet together, again, holiday party, holiday event, Friday evening, or workplace jewelry. This transcends all of that. This could be dressed up, this could be dressed down, and I like that combination. Big trend right now towards black in jewelry, whether it's the black IP plating, the black faux leather cord that you have here. All of this is just tying in with today's trends and today's styles. So if you're buying for someone, or thinking about, what do I get that son, grandson, and maybe you're not completely aware of where trends and styles are, again, it's about influencers these days, and it's about what you see the actors and actresses and musicians especially wearing on the red carpet. This is the type of jewelry that is all over the place. And because of that, there are designers, without exaggeration, that will get $300 for something like this. Even at the discount store, this can still easily be a $40, $50 purchase. Today, it's under $10 and well under $10. Now, there are a couple color choices. We're focusing on the black on the website. We also have a brown version that is going to have a brown faux leather with a gold tone chain. So all of this would be gold tone, all of that would be brown. So there's a couple options for you. If you prefer that, with my skin tone, that's more the route I usually go, but that black and silver tone is the modern one. That's the contemporary way to go. So if you're looking for the modern style and design, then this is definitely the one that you want to get, because this is very upscale, very, very on trend, and there's no way that should be going out at under $10, but it is right now. And what a fantastic deal that is for very modern, very contemporary pieces of jewelry that you can get for the guy. And I know men's jewelry, women, you're wearing it, it's unisex, you can wear this too, so don't even worry about that. That could be for him, could be for her. And in fact, now, thank you, sir, we get to another great example of that. This could be for him. this could be for her. You're going to get two parts. Two parts to this deal. I just saw the clearance price on the website. So, $7.99 on the website. If you want to grab this, it is also on budget pay. $4 on the website. $4 can get that home. Oh boy. 24-inch long necklace. 8.5-inch long bracelet. All in stainless steel. This is what back in the day we used to call a flat snake link. We actually don't even have a name on it other than luxurious. This is one of the best pieces you can get for any guy for two reasons. One, the size of it. 8.5 bracelet. Now this is what I was mentioning before. Flat piece of jewelry, I'm not worried about not fitting. It is going to fit. An 8.5-inch long bracelet is fantastic for the guys. Here's the other thing. Love this. Love this. The comfort of these pieces. You don't ever have to worry about these flat snake links. Doesn't catch on anything. The way they engineer this is so smart because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Maybe you can kind of see it here. There are these tiny, and they really are, they're very, very small, little bands, little pieces of stainless steel. And there's got to be hundreds, maybe thousands of them in the necklace, hundreds for sure in the bracelet. And they actually wrap around the piece. When you get this home, you'll see this on the side. See how that wraps down, and that's going to go underneath. What that does is it creates the most flexible piece of jewelry. This is the side of the piece that I'm bending and flexing. Obviously, it's going to bend and flex this way as well. This will never kink up. This will, and I say that with authority, this will never kink up. So if you're tough on your jewelry, you should be buying stainless steel to begin with. This is stainless steel. Hypoallergenic, don't even worry about that. But it is solid, it is strong, and the quality that has gone into this, there's no way this should be under $10. It is. We're Shop LC. And again, for anybody that's new, let me just explain what we do. We manufacture our jewelry or we do closeouts. This is one that we would have manufactured ourselves. I have visited the stainless steel part of our factory where these are made. Nothing but the best and the finest in materials and engineering and quality checks along the way. So by the time it gets to us, before it gets to you, if there was something wrong with the manufacturing and design of the piece, it's been figured out. You're getting two parts to this deal. So you're getting the necklace and you're getting the bracelet. Actually, with what I have on today with the gray shirt, this is perfect. Stainless steel. This is what I should be wearing with what I have on today. Let me take the ring off again. That is still available behind the scenes. If you still want to get that, you can. But this is the perfect way to get yourself dressed up, guys, in contemporary pieces of jewelry. In years past, I wouldn't have suggested a 24-inch long chain for the guys. Styles change. Men are wearing 24-inch long stainless steel chains, and without hesitation, it goes over a shirt. They're going to love it. This is so highly rated. Now, remember what I said earlier? The more you get reviews on an item, you can see this on Yelp for a restaurant. The more reviews they are, the harder it is to stay close to 5 stars, because there's always going to be someone on that restaurant review. Well, the waiter was slow. 1 star. That's going to pull down the review. After 22 reviews on our website, this is still 4.8 star rated. That is extraordinary, and that doesn't happen very often by the time you've had 22 reviews come in. There's always be someone who, for whatever reason, was displeased, and that, that's to be expected. Happens everywhere. 4.8 star rated after 22 reviews. So that's saying there's something special going on here. The something special for the moment is the fact you have a 24-inch long necklace and the 8.5-inch long bracelet for under $10. Again, every Friday we do a whole day of under $10 products, so check out our regular shows, which we do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have an amazing inventory here, and we are broadcasting live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you want to download our app to your device, you can always watch our shows. We stream there 24/7. We might be on your cable system. We might be on your satellite provider, so you can watch us there as well. We do the live streams twice a day, every day. So you can check us out in this time frame and then again in the afternoon. I mentioned earlier gifts that might be a little cliche but are always appreciated, and belts fall into that exact same category. Every time I have ever received a belt as a gift, I've needed it. Always needed it. Belts are, I would almost put it into the consumable category just because they don't last forever. You have to replace them. We're going to show you today a genuine python leather belt for $87.99. I have never presented this. I have never seen one sell for $87.99. I have seen belts before for a lot more money in leather even, but let alone, that is 100%, you can tell by the grain, genuine python. So man, that is impressive. That is so well made. Here on the large shot, you can see that's the snakeskin. That is the python. And it will go, there's a choice incidentally of sizes. Let me explain this before you start ordering, because there's a 34 to 40 inch, there is a 36 inch to 42 inch, and then a 38 inch to 44 inch. So there's 3 different sizes of belts, and the price will be the same no matter which one you buy. So whichever one you buy, and these are usually $129. Right now they're $87.99. We have about 6 left in each one of these, between 2 and 6 remaining in each one of these. But this is genuine python leather. Now the color on this is gray with kind of a bluish tone to the gray. I don't know how it photographs for you at home or on the website, but what I see in person is definitely gray with an ever so subtle bluish undertone to it. It is wonderful. I must say, for $87.99, I have purchased python straps for watches before, and I have spent hundreds of dollars. A python leather watch strap, which is a lot smaller than a belt, can be $300. So $87.99. If you want to give a gift, and this, let me point out again, the collection this is from is not one of our collections. This is an outside brand where we did a closeout opportunity. So we were able to buy every one of these that they had. This is a $600 estimated retail value. So you're giving a $600 gift. And on the presentation box, you can see it is their branding. You're not spending $600. You're spending $87.99. We do have budget pay on this. If you want to go to the website, there's 4 payments of $22 for a python belt. Why python? It's exotic. Genuine leather belts all over the place everywhere. I have 3 leather belts at home. I have a brown, a black, and then I have the one that I have on today, which is kind of an embossed sort of belt. Great. Love that. To own python is exotic. There's an extra sensation, not physically, but emotionally, when you know that you have on a python belt. It's no different than my watches, and why I've upgraded some of them to an alligator strap or a python strap, because there's something kind of fun about having an exotic material on. All of these belts are handmade in Indonesia. Now, I'm just reading the tag here. Obviously, do not wash, do not dry clean, do not bleach, dry in the shade, do not wring or twist. So there's some special instructions on here. But you don't usually wash a belt anyways. But the way the skin is done, you can feel on the outside every one of the little scales. And I think you can kind of see how it almost looks, especially over here. Like maybe that's coming up a little bit from the material. That's the scale, and that's what they do. It's not coming off, it's not peeling away. It's just that's the nature of how you can really see it over here on the side. You can see these images on the website. So if you go to the website shoplc.com and look up this belt, you'll be able to see these images yourself, and you can see the way that they don't necessarily. It's not like it's peeling away, but it just comes up a little bit. That's how you know this is real. You know this is genuine python leather. Now, it is actually, the snake skin is attached to a leather backing as well. So that's what gives it the thickness, because the actual python skin is really, really thin. So they give it that special backing. We have the different sizes available. Now, I don't know what size I have here. They're 36 to 40, 36 to 42, 38 to 40. That doesn't say anywhere. But obviously, it would fit me no problem at all. Boy, I do not have python. That would be fun to have something exotic like this. And with the gray that I have on today, that would have been the most logical choice. But you're always better off going with a longer belt, because if you buy a longer belt, then someone could put additional holes in it to shorten it. And then if they wanted to, they could clip off the extra. It does have the keeper, which is adjustable, so they can just take that extra material and just put it on through that little keeper there, so they don't have to cut it. I personally wouldn't. I would want to keep it all intact. That dark gray color. Is there another color choice? I just noticed we had, wow, peacock blue. Oh my gosh. If the gray didn't do it for you, the peacock blue might. Now there's a little bit more money. The price I gave you for the gray is different than the peacock blue. That is $99.99. The dark gray, $87.99. Go to the website and look at these images, because that peacock blue, wow, that's it. It is gray and blue. Now obviously they're dyeing that to help the color along, but wow, that's hot. That is hot. So again, just a couple options for you. Go to the website and you can look those up. And thank you to all of you who are watching us today on our live feature. This morning is vanishing. I knew when we got into things for him that we would have a lot of fun and the time would go quickly. We'll carry some of this over to this afternoon, because we're not going to get to everything that we have out here. So when we're back, and we are back, 3 to 5 Eastern, 2 to 4 Central Time. So I hope that you will rejoin me then. Another item that I always feel like I get as gifts, and it turns out I need them. Do I have these here?
Yeah.
Are they? Okay, now I am tempted to take my shoes off and put these on, because these look so comfortable. Thomas Calvi, they call these the Summer Men's Sliders. It's a sandal is what it is. And they're priced on clearance, $9.99 the price I show. On the website it shows $5.99. Go to the website, $5.99. I lived, one of the perks, there wasn't a lot, but one of the perks of the past year has been I lived in things like this. It's only now that I'm back here have I been putting on dress shoes and shoes in general. I lived in my Crocs and my sandals for almost a year and a half, and it is wonderful. These are really nice sliders. The first thing I always look at when I see things like this, are they what I call, to use a technical term, squishy? Yes, they are. They're actually designed, and you can kind of see what's raised on the edges. There's also an additional little ridge that comes up. So they've designed this around your foot. So they've engineered it so it's a little bit lower by where your big toe is, then a piece comes up, then it's divided, and so it slopes down to where your other 4 toes are going to go. So they've designed this to be really, really comfortable. The top part, there you can clearly see the padding on the top. This is all a synthetic material. It is similar to the material used in that other type of shoe that I mentioned a moment ago. And it's very, very similar to that. It's not leather, it is not a pleather, it is all a synthetic material, which is why if these get wet, who cares? If something happens to them, who cares? It's not like you just ruined a leather sandal. For this price, and does it say anywhere? Oh, there is sizes, 9 and 9.5, it says. Now, I'm not sure. Oh, they are men's. Okay, so that's a man's 9 or 9.5 that you can get these in. Ladies, your sizes are 2 different than men's, if I remember correctly. It's either a size and a half or 2. So for a man, it's a 9 or a 9.5, because there's probably some women watching, looking at this, wondering if they could wear it. So the comparison for you would be...
I think it's like 7?
Well, that's what I'm thinking is 7. I'm not going to check. I'm pretty sure that's right. So it would be about a 7, 7.5, somewhere in there for the ladies. Because it's usually a couple sizes different, if I remember correctly. But either way, at this price, grab these. We're going to leave those to go behind the scenes. An item up next, I could have worn in today. I own this. I have this. My first day back here, about a month and a half ago, we had this in one of our shows, and I know the brand Izod, obviously not our in-house brand. A department store I go to all the time sells Izod. I have purchased Izod from that store. I think at the time we did this a month and a half ago, it was $39 on their website. Might still be. Either way, it's $9.99 for this Izod shirt. That again, I'm not kidding. I literally have this exact shirt. This is done in blue. It's the same color. This is literally exactly the same one. Buy true to size. Now, I am usually a medium. Once in a while in certain brands, I have to go up. Actually, in some brands, I have to go down. I got a medium. Medium's usually my size. Fits perfectly. I have this in large, medium, and extra large. By the way, there's budget pay on this, so $5 can get this home. You know the brand Izod. Let's again think about holiday gift giving. If you want to give that man in your life something you know he's going to wear, this is it. If you have any doubt at all, this is it. I live in polo shirts. If you see me in a button-up shirt at all, work is somehow involved. I rarely have a button-up shirt on outside of work. I live in polo shirts. They're easy to launder, easy to care for, and you can dress these up or dress these down. I have worn these in to work and just put a sport coat on over it. In fact, these days, I'm in one of the rare jobs where you still dress up. At least I do. I still put a suit on most of the time when I'm on the TV end of things. But there's no reason why, and I have done it. You take a polo shirt, put a sport coat over it, that's it. I mentioned being at a Christmas party last night. There were a lot of guys there who had a sport coat on and a polo shirt on underneath it. You're giving a gift that you know he's going to wear. You know he's going to wear this. The brand is Izod, that everyone knows. It's a navy in color, and that is a really good description of this color. It is navy. This is a navy blue color. Once again, 4.8 star rated item. So 4.8 stars on the website. People are getting it and they love it as I love it. I want to check one thing. Believe it was 100% cotton. Yes, 100% cotton. I didn't look at their washing instructions. I always do mine the same. I do them on delicate and then in low heat dry, and that is what they say as well. Well, actually, they just say wash with light colors and dry promptly. I do mine just on delicate and then a low cycle on the dryer. That minimizes the shrinkage on these things. Now, if you get it home and it is a little large, then yeah, maybe do a traditional dryer cycle. But this is an Izod shirt. It is authentic. It is genuine. This is not a look-alike of that brand. And I have look-alikes of this. I have many brands of polos. Izod is one I can go to and know it's going to fit, which is why I say buy true to size. If you usually buy your man a medium, get the medium. You usually get him a large, get the large. You usually get him an extra large, get the extra large. These fit very, very, very true to size. But get a couple of these, because this is where dad, son, brother, Any man in your life will love. I don't like to speak in emphatic terms like that. Any man would love it. But polo shirts, polo style shirts have been the fashion go-to since I have been alive. And so it's something you know he will wear. For those who do not have to dress up for work, which is most of the population. I mentioned that I spent a good part of the last year working for a big electric vehicle manufacturer that has a facility here in Austin. And when you go into the Gigafactory, there are literally thousands of people working. And outside of the assembly line, but I'm talking the engineers and all the people, and there's rows and rows and rows of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them that are dressed pretty much in this. Some in shorts and jeans, but in a polo style shirt. That is the work environment for most people. You put on this shirt, great, you go to work. And then, hey, let's go get a drink after work, great, goes there. Home dinner goes there. Weekends, doing the lawn, which is what I should be doing, but another story. HOA can find me again. I don't care anymore. Then this is the shirt that you're going to have on, and it's going to be perfect in all of those situations. So no matter where life takes you, that's why it's nice to have. I have more polo shirts at home than a man possibly needs. Do I care? No. Do I keep buying them? Yes. Why? Different shirts, different occasions, different outfits. No two are exactly alike, so I'll have some in certain colors, some with stripes, some with patterns, some without. That's just my wardrobe. That's what I live in, and that's true for most guys. This is what we live in. I have never purchased a polo shirt with a brand name, and this is Izod. This is an actual, real, existing brand name. They're in department stores right now. One of the departments, in fact, this shirt came from a department store that sells Izod, and it would be a $39 shirt in their stores. To buy one for $9.99, we are Shop LC. Now, this was part of a closeout. So if you're wondering, well, you make all the jewelry, how do you do this? Closeout opportunities. So it was an overstock situation. So in fact, it could have been that department store. I don't know. But whatever retailer that had these had inventory they needed to get rid of. And so Shop LC comes along and say, you know what? We can buy that from you. You get the cash, you get the money you need, you get rid of the inventory that obviously inventory can become an expense for a company. There's tax implications if inventory sits in a warehouse more than 90 days, and so they probably wanted to get it out of there. So we bought them all. And now you can get the result of that closeout for $9.99. This is one of the smartest decisions you will make today. This, the belt, the toolkit, the wallet, 3 of the easiest buys for any guy at all that you can do today. So, and again, I own this exact shirt. I love it. Launders beautifully. Okay. I don't even know where to begin. This is one of the most ingenious little ideas ever. I don't have a ton of... I used to have a big cufflink collection. I've really, really scaled it down, and the cufflinks that I hung on to are either family heirlooms or conversation pieces, like I have some that are made from watch movements, or something like this that is just so unique and so different. It's like, how can I not own that? This is a compass. Now, these are actual working compasses. As I'm standing here holding these, each one is pointing to true north. If I move them, they're each pointing to true north. So these are working compasses. Your price on these, they're on clearance. Again, go to the website. It's like $5 on clearance on the website. Actually, here's a good image. You can see each one of these, that's the pair that you get, are pointing in the exact same direction. So at the time they took that photo, pointing to true north. So they're actually working compasses. Look, let's be real. Is there a reason why I need a compass for a cufflink? Absolutely not. There is no reason at all that I can possibly think of unless you're in a very fancy dress shirt out camping in the woods, and the odds against that are staggering. There is no reason why you will ever actually need to, I'm lost, let me take my cufflink off to figure out which direction I need to go. That's not going to happen. You buy these because it's the coolest thing in the world, because no one else has one, because they are compasses set into a cufflink in stainless steel. That's why you buy them. I have to get a pair of these for my nephew's son, who he just got out of, he was a sheriff's deputy and got into the world of banking, and so now he's dressing up. And he's wearing suits. Again, one of the few professions left where you still wear a suit to work. And he's really getting into it, and it's kind of fun helping him with, I give him a bunch of old ties and some old shirts and everything. And cufflinks are a topic of conversation, and we love just being able to look for it. And cufflinks are not easy to find. This is a man's or woman's, because women, you have shirts too that have French cuffs, are not easy to find. So it's a fun little conversation starter, and especially for someone in a career like banking or something where you need to be in conversation with people, and many times these are people you're meeting for the first time. Some people are good with small talk, some aren't. When you have something like this showing through on your cuff, if that doesn't start a conversation, I can't help you. And maybe it ties in then with their love of boating or camping, something where they would use a compass. So it's a great way to get the conversation flowing. I just love the fact it's a novelty. When I wear my cufflinks that are actual old watch movements, I always get a reaction to them. Same thing here. You see, if you are working in an environment like a bank or lawyers where you are in suits all day, every day, and you see cufflinks, gold and silver, some with gems, it's like, okay, been there, done that. That is so unique and has just a little hooking mechanism on the bottom. That actually is nice. Not all cufflinks come with that. Some you have to kind of maneuver through and then twist around. This is a lot easier. Poke it through the two holes in the shirt, and then that latches in place. My shirts with French cuffs, I love, because you can change them out all the time if you have a few cufflinks to choose from. That's why it's fun to have some of these in your collection, even if you only wear them a couple times a year, because a lot of people don't have a ton of French cuff shirts. So things like this become just a nice novelty to have and become that conversation piece. We at Shop LC have a lot of men's accessories and men's jewelry on our website. We did not even get to everything. We're going to be able to carry this over, right? We're going to carry over some of these pieces to this afternoon because we didn't get to everything for the men. Yes, ladies, we have some jewelry for you this afternoon as well. But what I'm starting to say, we have so many items on the website for him that it's worth taking some time this afternoon, because we're going to be gone for a couple hours here while we get some lunch and get ready for this afternoon. And we're going to give you some time to go to the website, look at our men's accessories and men's jewelry and all the other great things that we have. ShopLC.com, that's our website. Take that time, download our app to your devices so you can stream the shows there. And then in 2 hours from now, 2 Central, 3 Eastern Time, we're going to come back with a whole lot more. So please join me.
All right, nice.
Very good.
Before we 100% call it, Stephanie wants me to get a promo for the afternoon show.
Oh.
A quick 30-second, just like, hey, stay tuned for
Okay.
post it on Instagram.